was your morning?
I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I saw 6 movies yesterday.
6 movies?
Congratulations on this movie again. It's excellent.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really curious. Could you tell me how you got involved in this project?
Sure. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I got a call from Tessa Ross, the producer, who said, I have this movie. It's a political thriller taking place inside the Vatican. Would you be interested? And I said, who wrote it? And she said, Peter Strawn. And I'd read many scripts of Peter Strawn. He's the best writer in the world. And because he not only imbues his movies with the ones he writes with the plot, with the story, but also with a deeper soul. And I very, there's always a second layer of, and in this case, I took the inspiration for the movie from, the 70s political thrillers that Alan Pakula did, like Parallax View or All the President's Men, those wonderful movies. So that's the visual inspiration, but I also very much responded to the inner journey of doubt that Ray Fiennes' character goes through. And so I really wanted to do the film because of Peter's script.
That's wonderful. I love hearing praise for the screenwriters. It's not something you really hear often in the industry, but I'd love to hear that. And going back to your point about how it takes place in the Vatican and evoking 70s stories, I really like that. It feels very much like a whodunit, like Agatha Christie, almost like the way it's framed, and it's all in one location, which can be very challenging for a filmmaker, but you make it work so well. So I'm curious, using only the Vatican, the entire story takes place there. How do you manage to keep the audience engaged, or just think outside the box, because shooting one location is very hard, but you did it so well?
Well, I'm glad you say it feels like one location, because it's many locations. And I think that visual variety is very important, that you pick, let's say, a large room with 7 cardinals sitting inside and they're conspiring how to win votes. You could set that in a hallway, in a small hall, but we decided, okay, let's find an isolated space that feels like they're lost in the space. And so you create a visual variety and an oral variety. I really wanted to create a tension between, talkative scenes and then utter silence. And that hopefully translates into tension for the audience, that you sort of sit there and go that you always, there's something new to listen to, something new to watch. And in the end, we come from theater. We open the curtain, and you're supposed to be entertained, and you watch the story unfold. You're supposed to keep guessing. So, I think we have a responsibility in cinema to create a certain spectacle, and hopefully you can do that even in confined spaces.
And you did well. And I like what you said about the way it ends. When we walked out of the theater, one of my friends, she's like, there's a million ways that movie could have ended, and this is the one I least expected. And that was
good.
And that's the best thing I heard about the movie, and she was totally right. Something else I love about the movie is the Cardinals, the ensemble. There's so many different characters from different parts of the world, different cultures, but they all share the very basic same amount of religious values. So could you tell me a bit about the process of when you were working with the actors and the characters and the writer, about how to make them all feel authentic and just make it very cohesive, because the ensemble works so well considering there's so many.
Great. Yeah, I mean, the main challenge that we wanted is not to create a movie that feels like English actors are interpreting international roles.
Yes.
We truly wanted to create an international thriller with an international cast. A cardinal from Africa, a cardinal from Mexico, from Canada, an American saying he's Canadian, a cardinal from Italy, because the Vatican is truly international. People come from all over the world. They're scholars, they're educated people who chose this life and this path, and they dedicate their life to it. It's a pretty big decision as a young man to decide to enter that vocation. And so we wanted to mirror that in the cast and assembled wonderful actors from all around the world, and ideally that finds its way into the movie with different accents, and the accents need to, I have an accent, you speak differently from I do, and the Italian will speak differently, and so I embrace that in a movie, and the Vatican is perfect because they can either all speak English or Italian, or Latin. That's sort of their common language, and those are the languages we use in the movie.
And one more question before I go.
Sure.
Conclave, I can't wait for people to see this when it comes out in 2 months. And I read an interview saying you recently also wrapped on your next film. And now I'm curious, with all that behind you, what are you looking forward to next? I know there's reports out there about Ocean's 14 and some rumors of Bond, but like for you, what do you want to do next? Like, what are you excited about?
I think, first of all, I need to release this movie,
Yes.
edit my next one, and then sort of calmly look at a story that, has scope, that touches the audience, but that also, and that is fun and exciting, but also has an inner core that talks about the human beings at the center of it. And that's what I'm going to look for, no matter if the movie is small or big. And if you can do yourself a favor, don't listen to rumors because they're all not true. In the end, we'll make a movie that feels honest and truthful and has a great human story and has a lot of heart at its center. And so hopefully I can find that. But what that is, I have no clue yet.
I hope you find it soon because I cannot wait to see more of what you make. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to me today, and congratulations on.
Thank you very much.